Thank you, Oliver. Thank you for being with us in Siemens Mineral Week. Okay, now we are going to continue talking in this 2022 edition. It's essential to know what happens in our country, specifically in the largest copper production company, which is the main production of Chile. I'm talking about Codelco. We're going to talk about the digitization processes. We are here with Norma Vargas, the Technological Architecture Director. Norma, thanks for being here. No, thanks you for the invitation. Thanks for being here. Of course, Codelco has a very relevant role, and we want to highlight and we want to have the opportunity to talk with you. It's very important. Norma, let's talk first about a diagnosis. What is the situation of Codelco in this process of the digitization? This process in Codelco started many years ago, since the year 1998 on. We have applied technologies, teleoperation, automation in mining processes. So we have a long way already that we have experienced. But from 2019, when we created the VP of Technology and Automation, this was accelerated. And 2020, with the pandemic, it speed up more. So we still have a lot to do. We have a lot of automation of mining fleets, teleoperation of the equipment, dangerous equipment. When there are dangerous equipment, we remove the workers from the area. We do monitoring of our assets, integrated centers of operation, but we have still a lot of challenges. It's interesting that view from the 1998 and up to the 2022, this process has been accelerating in the last 5 years before the pandemic. I asked before because the technological changes are really, really fast. Yes, we at the beginning, when we started to apply technology, this technology is very important that adds value to the business, but that option was not that fast as we expected, because it's to change the way of operating, is to see that the worker adopts the technology and that adds value to its process. And that is a slow process, and the training of the workers also culturally is slowly. And they have to adopt technology to learn how to operate differently and to learn how to use it and to see the benefits. But in the last 5 years, the development has been very fast, and you cannot avoid that. If we don't add technology to our processes, we don't make the business sustainable to the future. We have to have more efficient, productive, and safer processes. And the only way is to remove the worker from site when we can, to give him a better quality of life and to protect them. In the conversations that we have had, technology is a way, is not an end. But what is the focus that Codelco states for the development of those technologies? What is the objective? What do you want to implement? As Codelco, we want to continue contributing to the country, to the development of the country, and we want to move to a low environmental mining impact. That is very important. For that, our processes have to be safer, more efficient, and the only way to get that, to achieve that, is applying technology. Technology is our great ally. In what sense? Can you tell us about a specific example? For example, if we want to do processes that are more efficient, the only way that the process works to its maximum capacity is through technology. The automation of mining fleet, when we apply automation in the plant or in the mine, that automation works with the process to its maximum capacity and everywhere, in all the shift, not high and low. The variability of the process improves. So applying technology, for example, another example, if we monitor our equipment, the vital signs of our equipment, we realize that our equipment are going to fail from here to some hours. We can do a predictive maintenance or preventive before they fail. So we can extend the life cycle of our assets and we improve the efficiency of our processes. Of course, always protecting the safety of the workers. And besides the environmental issue, is there other challenge that could be addressed in a better way through technology? Yes, safety. That is really important in mine. It's a very relevant issue. Many of the first technologies that we applied in mining was to give more safety to our workers. For example, if they work in a hammer and they were just beside the hammer, there's a lot of pollution. There's was not very safe. They can have a rock hitting them. And the first thing that we did was to remove them and take them to a safe place and to operate remote, close maybe to the process, but remotely, maybe with a remote control. And then we started with a teleoperation, everything remotely, but the safety of the workers is a fundamental axis within our development of our companies. So the application of technology in that area is very important. And let's go deeper in these issues. It's very interesting. What kind of tools do you use to achieve this? We talk about technology in terms, general terms, but what digitization tools have Codelco been developing or adapting to its processes? In these last years, this acceleration, we set a roadmap. We are going to digitalize our processes because they add value in safety, environmentally, and in the efficiency of the processes. So we said we are going to do a roadmap for that. And in maintenance, for example, which is a relevant work, we need to do maintenance, effective maintenance, preventive for our equipment, so they can extend the life cycle and can be used efficiently. And in there, we are digitalizing all the processes. We are having in maintenance a tool that digitalizes all the technical information associated to the main equipment and all those safety forms. So the worker goes to site with a tablet, with mobile devices, scans with a QR the equipment, and has all the what he has to do inside. The safety forms are traceable immediately. They unload the technical information, they do the maintenance, they do the management digitally, and everything is stored. And before going to site, as we receive the 3D models of the equipment and of the plants, we put that in the system, and the worker or the maintenance people can see virtually all the area, can review, can check the asset need to see what he needs for the work, and go to site with more information and reducing the times at site. So we want to be more efficient and traceable. And also with the safety of the information, a process that maybe 10, 15 years ago it was all manually and it needed more resources. It was manually, and that meant more cost and less efficiency, of course. It was a lot of paperwork, and something important was that the information were received from the teams of projects and they didn't update it, or it was updated in some computers. This is centralized. If I go to site and I see that I have to change a device in the equipment and I have to do a replacement or change in those drawings, I do it. We do a electronic process of authorization and it is already updated. So the information is going to be every time updated, not only at the beginning. The availability of data that you have is larger and you have mechanisms to access easily. One is to have data and the other is to get information from the data. Something important that we work for many years and at the beginning of the application of technology is to make the access to so we can sense that, to have sensors, to put sensors, and we take the data from the sensors and we put that in a data lake. We are working the cloud. We are connected to a cloud where we do have the information available to do permanent management. So we are monitoring remotely in real time and we do online management. We anticipate to the problems. We try to reduce the impacts to our processes. And according to what you're saying, Norma, the digitization process is in different places of a chain in the operation. not only in some stage. It's a whole process that is being digitalized. When we talk about digitization, when we talk not only in the productive chain, it's all the chain of the productive, but also in the support processes. We are working also in the digitization of the whole chain to have a complete vision, monitoring, online management, but also the support processes also are being digitalized. We're automating everything, trying to be as automated as we can in safety, business management, trading, etc. So digitization in Codelco uh, addresses all the areas, not only business areas or operation. But that is interesting because when you see from outside the industry, you can think that the digitization process is just to a great equipment or to the large trucks, which is the typical view of the company, but it goes to very specific details. We have robotics, or not only in robotic arms or robotic in the large processes, they contribute a lot of value, but we have robotics in processes, in administration processes. Instead, a person does some administrative work, we have a robot, which is programming. It's artificial intelligence. We use a lot of that, a lot of machine learning, so to manage our processes and to do it more efficient. And in all this change, we talk about the cultural aspect. What does it mean to change the way of working that are very rooted in old work? What is the role of the persons? We, the workers, we do have a fundamental role. We are very important. We are the ones that do the change. If we don't do this change from all the chain, from all the workers, from the executive president, the president of the board meeting, the ones that are in the side. We have to be the ones that produce the change, adopting technology, being part of us, and we put it to the service of the business. The only way that technology works is that we take it as part of our work, as part of our processes, and we really take advantage in the contribution of value. But it's not easy, that change. No, it's not easy. We need a change in mindset, a culture of working, organizational culture change. Yes, for example, in the operation integrated centers, the way they operate is different. The way how the persons relate is different. And when you put a technological system there, first you have to involve the persons that are going to use the system from the beginning so they can understand which is the value that they are contributing. We are protecting them, that they are contributing with value in a more safer work. And once they adopt it, to train them, we do have a university of Codelco, internal university, where we are training the people permanently. We are developing courses so the people can be trained permanently in all the life cycle of the operation, not only at the beginning of the technology. This is a permanent process. And to hear, to listen to the workers and the operators, so to understand what do they need, what we have to improve, and that's the way we can help in this option of technology and really taking more value from technology. That process of continuous learning, it breaks with some logics that were before some decades ago. The change in the way we work was not so clear with these accelerated changes now. It's very important to train the people, and it's very important that we can be attractive also for the labor area to attract talents. And the way to attract talents is that the way we operate is by technology, attractive, that takes care of the worker, the health, safety, and that also challenging, that we can have important challenges where the persons can develop themselves. Also, anyway, the changes produces some fear, resistance. It's part of being a human being. Maybe you have to be careful how to break with that. Yes, always we have to involve them from the beginning, and that is important. If a person or in a process you go and just set up the technology and you involve the customers or the ones that are going to use it, that rejection is higher because they don't understand. But if you involve them from the beginning and you explain the value, then also it's going to be value for them. It's amazing. We have had workers that are very old, 30 years, 40 years working here, and when we take them to these technological processes, they adapt very well when they understand the value that this is for the business. And that is very interesting because sometimes they associate the technological changes to this process with the younger. No, but it's not close. No, everybody are all are invited to participate in this process of digitization. The young people, they are a great contribution, and this mixture of multidisciplinary teams, something that we are carrying on in Codelco, diversity, because we need that young persons that bring this new experience, that are very smart with technology, and we need the old people to contribute with the experience of the business. So these multidisciplinary teams are the ones that we are carrying on in Codelco and that have contributed with a lot of value to the business.
Norma, what other technology could have an impact in digitalization as in Codelco? Well, as I was saying, the most important thing for Codelco is to support for the development of the country. And we have a roadmap, a development roadmap. And in this roadmap, we have many challenges that are important. We want to automate, robotize all the processes where technology of automation will give value. And others is to have digital twins of our process. And what we want to do is to extend that so as to anticipate to the processes, to the difficulties, and be more proactive. Also train the workers in simulators so they can learn in a more proactive way. In a simulator, if we train our workers on in the equipment might take a month, but if they work in a simulator, they learn more because they see different conditions that they might face. And something else that is also important is augmented reality, artificial intelligence, virtual reality. We're using the lenses, and the experts connect remotely and they see what the workers are showing, what they're seeing, give them indication, guide them through the augmented reality. And if they're doing maintenance, they can do that safely with the support. We're also working on integrated centers of operation. It has added much values, and it's they're all integrated in one objective. Integrated centers for the day-to-day, the tactical, strategic, the mid, the long run, so as to optimize the processes not only on a day-to-day basis, but to standardize the processes and have a standard, a best practice standard, so as to reach standardization and knowledge transfer, all that technology, maintenance, monitoring, advanced analytics, capture the data, take it, manage that data, then apply artificial intelligence. Advanced analytics is something that will help us. These are great challenges for Codelco. What is the role Codelco has? What could be done and in the vanguard of the development? We have an important role. We have an important role in the country. We work for Chile. And what we need to do is to be more productive, more efficient to help Chile. We know we have gaps. We know our gaps. We know technology is our ally. And what we want to become is world-class mining. company and protect our workers, the environment, and the whole community. This is a challenge of the industry as a whole. Norma, thank you so much for attending our seminar today, the Siemens Minerals Week this year. Thank you. It is an iconic company for our country, and that is given great steps forward to become a flagship at a digital level. And we would like to invite you to continue with us in the next days in Siemens Minerals Week. We will meet again tomorrow. Thank you so much.